fee schedule is one that not only has a base fee, which applies only to Marcellus wells, not to shallow gas. And the base fee formula is it is adjusted for production volume and price of gas.
The following participant has joined the conference.
This fee in itself, as prices of gas and production increase, we're going to continue to see increases in revenues. And of course, the fee structure establishes a floor for what are expected revenues. Our intent is that this is the minimum projections as we see them at this point. And of course, the fee as it is set up in the computation is self-prorating for partial years. We have, in proposing this fee, and in keeping with trying to work in the parameters that the governor has set of dollars not going to the state general fund, the administration of this would be done by the Public Utility Commission. They will collect and distribute the fee. PUC will take and publish a 12-month average price of gas on their internet website, which will be used in determining the price adjustment factor for the next year. Fees due for calendar year 2010 will be paid in 2 installments, August 1st of this year and October 1st of this year. So the fee is retroactive. It will pick up production from 2010. I think that's a very, very important point because we were very close last year in putting together a comprehensive policy and fee structure for the industry, and of course that fell apart. And I think it's incumbent upon the industry that was on board at that time to pick up the fees that would have been collected in 2010. When we look at calendar year 2011, those fees will be paid March 1st on the following year. Now, all of the revenue estimates that we're using currently to calculate revenue for this, it's based on recent gas prices. Recent gas prices have been, it's fair to say, $4.50 or less MCF. The revenue assumptions that we're making, we're basing on 1,500 new wells per year beginning in 2011 and each year thereafter. The revenue estimate that we have generated from this plan, this fee, far outpaces the revenue in the Arkansas model that we were using last year. Because this is a fee, there is not any deduction for capital in those first years. So this has a completely different structure because we want to make it a fee. We don't want it to look like a tax. And so it is a fee, and it will bring in more revenues than what was projected under the plan that was being debated last year. Actually, when we look at the revenues that are going to be created,
the following participant has joined the conference.
More like a Texas-style model than Arkansas-style model. The revenue estimates that we're using for 2010 will be about $45 million, which will be attributed to calendar year 2010. And then, of course, the fee expected revenue for 2011 will be about $76 million, which a total amount on by March 1st, 2012, $121 million to be collected in this plan. Now, distribution. As I've said last year, as I continue to say, working once again in the parameters that the governor has set forth publicly, that these funds need to go back to the locally impacted area. And that is exactly what we are planning to do. The local impact fee distribution between local governments would be 36% to the county with producing Marcellus Shale gas wells, 37% to the municipalities with the actual producing well, and 27% to municipalities that have no producing sites, but they're located in counties with gas wells. And the purpose of that is, without a doubt, contiguous townships, municipalities, boroughs, they are having a huge impact, as well as where the actual drilling sites may be. So it's a true impact to not only the township and municipality where this drilling is taking place, but also those that are impacted in the contiguous municipalities. The next item is uses of the revenue. We think that it's very important that the uses of these revenue go directly into areas that are impacted. And we've put together, with the help of a lot of input from municipalities.
The following participant has joined the conference.
A list of what makes sense for those.
The following participant has joined the conference.
Maintenance and repair of municipal roadways and bridges. Preservation and improvements of municipal water supplies. Maintenance and capital improvements to municipal waste and sewage systems. Preservation, reclamation of the surface waters of the municipality. And the last one is other lawful purposes reasonably related to the health, welfare, and safety consequences of severing natural gas in the municipality. And those can be broad. Certainly there are issues with emergency management. There are issues with hospitals, emergency rooms. It can be broad. So we want to make sure that we don't limit ourselves with impacts, because today we see the impacts, tomorrow those impacts can change. So we want to make sure that we have the availability for these local counties and municipalities to address these impacts. The other distribution for the fee is to conservation districts statewide. Conservation districts have historically and continue to play a huge role in all the counties in protecting the waterways, streams, erosion issues, protection of the Chesapeake Bay, and so it's very important that we have competent, well-staffed conservation districts across the state. And so that is certainly one aspect. A portion of the fee will also be used to address statewide environmental and infrastructure impacts. And what we are proposing is that we have environmental cleanup projects that will be distributed through the CFA, water and sewer infrastructure, impacted state highway improvements, and hazardous sites cleanup. And in keeping, once again, in working in the parameters that the governor has made publicly and privately, that dollars will not flow into the state general fund. However, we are trying to put this together in a way that we are not putting dollars in the general fund. And finally, on the plan itself, on local zoning issues, we're going to require the PUC to publish a model zoning ordinance that sets forth, and includes standards set forth in this bill. And basically, what we are saying is that if a municipality wants to zone out drilling activities or go above and beyond a model ordinance that is created by the PUC, then they're not going to be included in any of the local impact fees. And I think that's only fair to say. As an example, if Pittsburgh so chooses not to allow drilling, that's fine, but there are other communities that are having the drilling impacts, and the dollars will certainly flow to where the impacts are. I'd like to just move into some examples of revenue estimates for you. What we're looking at in revenue estimates, as I said, far exceeds the estimates last year $75 million coming out in 2010, $76 million in 2011. That number grows in 2012 to $103 million, grows to $127 million in 2013, grows in 2014 to almost $150 million. And these estimates, again, are based upon current gas prices. So it's fair to say that as gas prices and production rise, so will the revenues. So it'll be a sliding scale that I think makes much more sense as we look at how we gauge and pay for the impacts of this industry.